Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Clear with me, Seamus Brady, and in this video I'm going to talk about the sit-down protests that are currently happening in the LGFA and Camogie and why they are important and why it is important that they continue until they have achieved their goals. So this video I'm going to explain what is going on with these sit-down protests, what the situation is and how this has all come about and what potential solutions we could have in the future. So starting off, I'm going to go through what was supposed to happen. So at the end of 2020, the women's GPA and the men's GPA was voted on that they would merge. And this was seen as a massive step forward. And it definitely was. It was definitely a bit of a barrier being broken in terms of achieving equality for all of the players that play Gaelic football, camogie and hurling, which is a massive, massive good thing. Now, in early 2022, this was finally put into action. Then there were a number of different things, such as investment, recognition, and opportunity. They were all supposed to be equal for all of the players that were now playing Gaelic football, hurling, camogie. Now, 18 months later, we have still seen absolutely zero progress, if any progress at all. We've seen very little, if any. And this is why the players have decided to make a stand. Now, throughout this, I'm going to be referencing an article done by Ellen Kenny of News Talk. This was done on June 19th, 2023. But basically, it was summed up well by Waterford football boss Pat Sullivan. He was quoted as saying, "They're not asking for a whole pile. They're just asking to be treated fairly and move this process on. 18 months into it now, and still nothing has moved from where they started. All they're looking for is to be treated fairly and get what they require for girls that are playing at a level that is nearly professional. It's not moving on. Hopefully this doesn't continue. This protest, I'd call it not playing as normal, more than a protest. I think that needs to change fairly quickly from all the bodies involved to help the players. We don't want to see what's happening today and yesterday and whatever happens next week. That's not what the players want to do. They want to concentrate on what they're really playing football." Now, he's making a point as to how this is also impacting their championship preparations. This shouldn't be happening during the season. So the fact that it is happening during the season shows how important this is that this gets addressed. Now, this is from the article on News Talk by Ellen Kenny that I was talking about. She listed several quotes that other players have said. So Aisling Marr, Dublin's senior camogie team captain, she said, "We're in a position where we're forced to address this in the middle of our championships. That shows how seriously we take this. Striking from the matches is the last thing we want to do when we give up as much time and energy into the game as we do. If we don't see improvements in the circumstances and we don't feel we're being listened to and that our national governing bodies aren't trying to interact with us, then we will be forced into a position of protest." And that is it. They have made it very clear that they are playing this season under protest. And that is why the sit-downs happened before each game. Now, another very good quote was from Chloe Morey, a Clare Camogie player. She talked about the respect. She said, "The message is clear. If you want strength and conditioning, sort it out yourself. If you want facilities, sort it out yourself. Elite players of our national sport are being told to sort it out yourself." And I mean, that really just sums it up. When you look on the other side, the men literally have everything supplied for them. Now, Meath footballer Vicky Walsh, she also said that female players often make sacrifices for the sport beyond what is appropriate. She said, quote, "Physio access within training is not given to us at the moment. So girls are taking money out of pocket, going to physio outside of training, trying to sort something as simple as a niggle." And I mean, that is just not okay. That is just not okay. The players are taking money out of their own pocket to go and sort something out. She said that these conditions for sportswomen, they're not willing to accept anymore. And damn right. Now, on top of that, Chloe Morey also said, "We're sitting here united as peers, but it transcends that for women's sports in general. There's young girls looking up to us, wanting to play county, and we're trying to inspire the younger generation to play their national sport. But do we really want to bring them into this environment?" And that is the massive issue as to why this needs to get sorted. It's basic respect. You treat all players with the same respect. You do not say to them to sort it out yourself. If they need to go to the physio and they got injured playing for your team, they should be taken care of in the exact same way that the male players are taken care of. And it's one of those things that, with the lack of coverage that they've had on their games, it's something that you probably assumed. And that's why it's even more depressing when it turns out to be just as true as you would have always assumed it would be. And that's why these protests need to happen. They should continue with these protests, because a lot of people coming out saying they shouldn't be doing it during the championship. This is not something that they should be focused on. Yeah. Do you know what the point of a protest is? The point of a protest is to make people uncomfortable at the top so that they change things. That's the point of a protest. So the protest should continue until changes are made. The protests should continue until they are being treated with the same respect as the male players. The protest should continue until there is the same level as was stated back in February 2022 when the merger was complete, that the players should get the same investment, opportunity, and recognition as each other, male players and female players. That's not where we are at right now. That is why this protest needs to continue until the people who can make this happen, make this happen. That's all I have to say on that. Do check out the other videos across the channel from the weekend. I will be keeping up with this topic, by the way. And yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And until the next one, guys, take care.